Today we're diving into a pretty unexpected topic. This topic has been all in the news lately and is dominating headlines all across British Columbia and likely the rest of Canada. That headline? Well, how might Donald Trump's upcoming presidency impact the BC real estate market and BC as a whole? Yeah, you heard that right. Now, you might be thinking, why would we care about a US president here in British Columbia? But the truth is, our economies are tightly intertwined, and the policies coming out of Washington often have surprising effects on Canada, and that includes your home's value. Stick around because this episode could provide some insights that might save you money or even help you make some. Let's break it down further. To understand the potential impact, we're going to look at three main factors: trade tariffs, investor behavior, and immigration. Who am I? I'm Darin Germyn with the Germyn Group out of Macdonald. Who am I? I'm Darin Germyn with Macdonald Realty out of Surrey, British Columbia. And this podcast is dedicated to everything going on in the wild world of British Columbia real estate. Let's get started. So to understand the potential impact, we're going to look at three main factors: trade tariffs, investor behavior, and immigration. These might sound like lofty concepts, but I promise to keep it simple. Let's start with trade tariffs. Trade tariffs, especially on industries like BC's lumber sector, can cause job losses and slower economic growth. For example, during Trump's previous term, trade restrictions between the US and Canada led to billions of dollars in losses for key sectors, including forestry. What does this mean for real estate? When people lose jobs, their buying power decreases, which can cool the housing market. On top of that, higher costs from tariffs can delay construction projects, reducing supply. Next up, investor behavior. Here's where things get a little interesting. During times of instability in the US, we've historically seen investors flock to Canadian real estate as a safe haven. If Trump's policies create economic uncertainty south of the border, we might see a surge of American capital flowing into BC real estate. This could mean rising property prices, especially in desirable areas north of the border like Surrey, White Rock, and other municipalities around the lower mainland of British Columbia. Think of it this way: when the Canadian dollar is weaker, it's like there's a giant for sale sign on our real estate, making it more attractive to foreign buyers. But there's also a flip side to that. If the Canadian dollar strengthens, it could also cool interest from US investors. Finally, let's talk a little bit about immigration. Trump's restrictive immigration policies could redirect immigration towards Canada. High net worth individuals seeking stability might move here, eventually buying real estate and driving up demand. However, recent changes in Canada mean that only Canadian citizens and permanent residents can purchase homes directly. So, while this might not lead to an immediate influx of US buyers, it could still increase demand in other ways, like through commercial real estate or long term rental markets. And let's not forget about tourism either. A strong US Canada connection means BC's booming tourism industry, especially in areas near the border, is vulnerable to US political shifts. If fewer Americans visit due to political or economic uncertainty, it could impact short term rental markets and tourism reliant businesses. This, in turn, also affects local economies and real estate markets. To sum this all up, the Trump presidency could have ripple effects that touch nearly every corner of the BC real estate market. From lumber tariffs and uncertainty to immigration policies and tourism, the potential impacts on us as an economic base are broad and varied. If you're in the market, To buy or sell real estate in BC, it's worth keeping an eye on these trends. Real estate isn't just about buying a home, it's about understanding the bigger picture and how external factors can shape your long term investment. And hey, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode on things that are going on in the wild world of BC real estate. If you found this discussion interesting, share the episode with a friend or a colleague who might enjoy it too. And don't forget, every week we're here breaking down what's happening in the market so you can stay informed and make smart decisions. Until next time, take care, and we'll talk to you next time. Until next time, take care.